Good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas and Merry Happy Holidays and Happy New Year. So excited to draw with you guys today. It's gonna be so much fun. Camille is getting ready as we speak, and it looks like it's gonna be a clear night, so we're able to stay outside for a little bit. Um, for everybody that's new, welcome. This is our special Christmas episode. This is Camille. This is her children's book. This is where she's going to be painting, right where my head is in the background. Um, and she's going to show us a little bit of some plein air painting, which she'll explain too. But plein air basically means that you're painting outside. So whenever you see people like on an easel, or they're painting mountains or something like that, or just like a garden or something, that's called plein air painting, and it's a French term. So I figure who else better to show us how to do that than Camille. Um, Hi, Gabriella. Oh wait, that's who- Isabella, I think. Yes, Isabella. Hi, Isabella. Are you excited? Let us know if you have any questions for Camille too. You guys can put them in the chat on the side, the live chat too, and I'll see them there. Um, all right. So before we get into like the whole episode, I like to explain what we're going to do in today's class. So this is today's morning game plan, and we have our art review, which is we're going to look at art from last week. Then we're going to do our quote of the day. Then we're going to do some morning mindfulness. Then we're going to do our two art activities. So we have two icons for that. And those will be like little hints at what we're going to be doing. Then we take a karate break in the middle. That's just so that when we do the karate break, it kind of keeps our bodies loose and not like so hunched over our drawings, because that can lead to us getting frustrated in our drawings, and that's not good. We don't want to be frustrated. And then we have our second art icon, and then we have our challenge of the day, which I send you guys off with a challenge. And then last, we have our morning mail to see if we received any mail from any of you guys, any of the students. And then we say our goodbyes. So just like that. All right. So last week for our art review, we had on our guest Wilsha Maruli. Oh shoot, Wilsha. I'm not even sure if we've even said your real name on the show, your last name on the show. But Wilsha is a great self-published children's book illustrator and author, and co-founder of the group Ground Up Initiative Hopeful. And this was her character Bucky the Dino right here. And this is what she was drawing for us, just to show us how she came to design this character and what it started with and what it ended up being. And that was a lot of fun. So thank you, Wilshire, for doing that. If you guys have any drawings that you did while during that class, you can check it. You can send those to me at noahfontana@gmail.com or at Teacher Noah. Our quote of the day comes from Claude Monet, and he was his actual first name was Oscar Claude Monet, and he was a French painter and founder of the French Impressionist painting, and the most consistent and prolific practitioner of the movement of philosophy of expressing one's perceptions before nature, especially as applied to plein air landscape painting. So basically, I will describe what that means with his quote. Actually, he describes it, and this is one of Camille's favorite quotes. He goes, "Try to forget what objects you have before you, a tree, a house, a field, or whatever. Merely think, here is a little square blue, here an oblong pink, here a streak of yellow, and paint it just as it looks to you and the exact color and the shape, until it gives you your own impression of the scene before you." And that's what Impressionism is when you're not painting exactly each of the details, because you realize that if you give the impression of what you're doing. So if you look at the pictures that he has, he's famous for some water lilies, and even the woman who's with the green umbrella with the clouds, if you look up close, there's actually not a whole lot of detail, and it's just kind of very splotchy paint strokes where he's just getting the shape and the color right, but he's not so much worried about exactly like the fine line details. And it's a very different way to paint than what was normal at that time. People had a very clean, almost so it looked like a photograph. But he believed that to be an artist, you have to, you want to be sharing with people how you see the world, which is a really cool way to look at art. And I think that that's the essence of what we're doing, we all do as an artist, is that we're, even if we're telling stories, it's like we're telling stories about things that we've learned about the world and how we view the world. And so that's what he's trying to get across, is that when you view the world, sometimes you can pay more attention to how you're actually seeing it when you don't think of it as like, oh, I'm going to paint a bridge and then some water lilies and then a girl with an umbrella. Instead, you're going to paint, okay, let me paint this blotchy green, or let me paint these like blotchy pinks. All right, that leads us right into our morning mindfulness. So as you take a moment to breathe, breathe in, breathe out, calm down, and close your eyes and remember what it was like seeing something for the first time. What do you remember from it? Was it the first time you tried a crazy food, or maybe you learned how to ride a bike? Chances are, whatever it was, you've remembered there was a lot to discover about it. So Claude wants to remind us to keep that sense of wonder we had when we were little, even as we get older. It's very important to remember that we don't know everything, and when we look at anything, it most likely has changed since the last time we saw it. Even if you go out and paint the same tree every day, the leaves have changed. Maybe some have fallen down. Maybe there are some animals that have changed the tree too. So it's a different tree every time you look at it. As we move on to the next portion of class, I will invite you to take this opportunity to see things for what they are and not how we already remember them to be. All right. So without further ado, we have my special guest Camille on, and hi Mo. And we have her. Let me switch cameras to, hi Camille.
Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
Yay, Merry Christmas to you too. Um, did you get a white Christmas? Was it snowing? Has it snowed yet in
No,
France? No, not yet.
no, I don't. It's just cold.
Just
That's all.
cold. You said it's like 40 degrees in,
Yes,
yeah,
I
right.
think less than 40.
Yikes. Well, thank you for doing this so late and so cold. You're going to show us how to paint. But can you give people that don't know you a little bit about like what you do? Did you grow up loving art? Did you always know that you wanted to be an artist?
Yes. Okay. I will start with my parents raised me with history and art.
Mm,
So I think it's when you raised surrounded by art and beautiful architecture, it's like natural for you. So I don't think I went that way. It was just natural.
yeah.
And then I'm always draw thing. I think since my childhood, I never stopped. And it was my teachers, different teachers and friends, told me to go that way because I didn't know. I thought it was only a hobby. I
Oh.
didn't know they had any work on it because artist life is like it's not serious.
Right.
But then it's like art for me, like drawing, painting. It's like breathing.
Mm,
So it was very natural to go that way to find work, and I was very uh, friendly with cinema, like animation. So I was very curious for this art,
mm-hmm.
and I started with very basic art studies, like I don't know how to say fine art school.
Okay.
And then at the university, I studied cinema, like all kind of movies, old, new, how
Oh.
to take shots, but for real, not drawing movies, just
Like live
how to say
action. Live action.
live
Yeah, yeah,
action.
yeah,
Yes, totally. But I, I was just I don't know, I missed something missed to me, like
yeah. Mm.
drawing. I was just missing drawing, and I started another school where I learned how to draw and how to paint, how to see things around you, to
Mm.
see the colors, to see the lines, and then after that, I just huh, I didn't know how to make a choice between comics, like graphic novel art, illustration for books, and animation. So because I didn't want to make a choice. I just
Yeah.
worked on these three different ways. So I was published for books, and I worked for animation, and I'm still working for animation, and I'm doing for now. I'm working on graphic novels.
Yes. And I have one of yours too, right here.
Yeah.
Yay! This is you have two right now, and this is the first
Yes,
one. Yes. Yeah.
this one is the first one.
Oops. And this is Camille wrote and illustrated this entire book, which is really cool.
I guess I
Beautiful.
forgot to say that I write a lot.
Oh yeah. Okay. So so was the writing also there when you were like a kid? You were always writing too.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it's like I was writing all while I was noticing in the world, or when I you know when you leave something very unfair,
Mm.
even if it's not your life, like you are at school and
Yeah.
you see some scenes you don't like it's so I was always writing my day,
Mhm.
my classmate days
Yeah.
to make it fair, like
Oh.
a sort of justice, like a superhero by writing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's wait, okay, so you were seeing things that were like not good that were happening in the world and then or like
Yeah.
there was injustice and then you would rewrite in your like journal like this is how it should have gone.
Exactly.
That's so sweet. Yeah. That's such a good way to like I feel like to know what your goal is, you know, like especially when it's like sometimes making those decisions like you said like are hard, like especially when you have two good options or sometimes when you don't know any of the options. I feel like that would be super helpful because some people like don't know how they could help, you know, or how they
Yeah,
can do
yeah.
good with for other people. And so to actually have a journal of like here's how this would actually make the world a better place.
Oh, when you add here in
Yeah.
France we say when you read a graphic novel you have some bubbles with the text.
Yeah.
So I don't know how do you call it.
Word bubbles, I think, for when they're talking.
Bubbles too.
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah.
Yes, bubbles. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was imagine I was redrawing all the sequence that I was seeing the day
Yeah.
at the end fair. So I want to make justice. So I was just adding some bubbles with the text that the person couldn't say in the real life because
Yeah.
I knew what he wanted to say, and
Oh.
because he didn't have time, or sometimes you are just not mature enough to
Yeah.
say what you want to say,
Yeah.
or you're so shy, or you're just afraid.
Yeah.
So I was just adding the good words at the good time, at the right time, and
Wow. Yeah.
after the, so it changed everything. It changed the end of the story.
Oh, really? And this is for your story?
Oh,
Or
not
oh no, not your
for
story.
yeah, no,
Your story in like the journal,
yes,
right? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. Gotcha.
yes.
Yeah. That's really interesting too, because I think we've talked about it, but I started getting more into art therapy too, and I feel like that's such
Oh,
a therapeutic thing to do is to be like, is this what you mean to say, or is this how you're really feeling? And can I write this down into a bubble, even if you can't express it, like the other person can't express it? It's like, can can I write it down and like, or if maybe it's
yeah.
not, you know, sometimes I mean like I know some people use like puppets to help them talk, and you were using like word bubbles to be like, I think this is what you meant to say.
No, yes, but
Yeah.
we all need bubbles, I think.
Right.
When we don't know how to say your feelings.
Right.
We need to
Yeah.
help.
Yeah. But that's cool. I think that's what's cool about art too. Is that like I mean, and you were also talking about how your teachers like taught you how to see, right? And that was kind of like what that
Yeah,
Claude Monet quote. And am I saying it's Claude Monet?
Claude. Yes,
Claude.
but it's hard to say Claude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monet, right? Claude
I was like,
Monet.
I actually Googled how to pronounce it to make sure I was like saying it right, and I think I still messed it up. It's still too American the way I'm saying it.
But that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So go back to your teachers kind of helped you. It seems like they kind of almost like made you
The,
realize that you were an artist too.
yes, I think they helped me to realize that I am an artist.
Yeah.
It's just
That I
I
am.
don't. I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still alive. Um, it's just there's they saw something. They noticed something in me that it was a, I don't know, a way to express myself.
Mm,
Everyone has his own expression, so
mm,
it could be dance, colors, some words, talking, writing. And so me, it was really drawing and painting.
mm.
So I I didn't realize that I was drawing everywhere, but I was even in my
Yeah.
my notes at school. And it was
And you're like
yeah,
textbooks.
Yes, sometimes I had some troubles at school because I was drawing too much.
Hey, me
But
too.
it's a club.
Yeah.
So yes, thanks to them, I'm here today. I think because they just opened my eyes on something, and it was not only them. It just I remember on the back of Notre Dame,
Yeah.
the Disney
The
movie.
Disney
Okay,
movie, yeah.
Disney animation. So for us, we didn't have any DVDs. We have VHS.
Yeah. Very cool.
And at the end, it was the first VHS with some bonus at the end. You know, the making of the movie, and you could
Oh,
see the artist, how they make the movie, and how they were drawing outside in Paris. They were drawing the cathedral.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And it was only few seconds and of the documentary, and I was falling in love of this work. I say, oh, it's real. People are drawing and they are paid for to draw. I say, I want to tell stories by drawing.
Yeah.
And so it was this add to what my teachers saw in me. I think it was like awake, like I feel awake.
Oh, like yeah, an awakening. They say, yeah.
Awakening,
Yeah.
awakening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's yeah, and I feel like every artist has that moment where it's like they're like, I don't think this is a real job. I don't think I could actually like this is like sounds too good to be true for me to be able to do art like and get paid for it, like something that I get in trouble for my whole life, you know. Where you're like people are telling you not to draw, or that it's like no, it's not the right time to draw. You have to do real work first, you know, like real work, and then yeah, and then to see that like actual adults are doing this professionally, and you're just like, whoa, that's cool. Yeah, very cool.
And then when you can pay your rent, it's cool.
That is really cool. Yeah, yeah. Still trying to figure out that one. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay. Let's see. Was there anything else you wanted to share? Yeah.
Maybe did you wanted to talk about the book, the first one, not for the story really, but for the journey.
Oh, the journey.
Like the crowdfunding. Yes.
Because this is, I mean, this is like a solid book. This is like you have a lot of pages in here and a lot of art. And then I love how you have the sketches in the back too of how you did it, which is awesome. Oh yeah. Oops.
So only to say to your to your students that I start myself on my own, and I asked for crowdfunding to make my own book because I write and I draw, and then there was a first version of the book, but it was not solid one. It was how do you say it was the cover was not hard.
Oh gosh, it was like a paperback.
Yeah, yes, paperback. But I make it my own, and then different publishers just call me because they saw that and say, oh, we're interested. Do you want to sign with us? And so it was the beginning of the of my journey with as an author for illustrated book.
Gosh.
And that's why and we met at CDN or just before CDN. But you remember my first CDN as an exhibitor was with this book. But not the hard with the paperback one, the one I made.
Oh, the paperback.
And
so you didn't have the hardcover yet. You didn't have this one yet.
Yes, it was for the second CTN. An expert for the second one, for the second time.
Yeah.
I had the book, the hardcover.
And that's pretty cool. I feel like that's an important thing too. Is that like each time you went back to the CTN Expo, where you were able to like sell your book at your booth, you were able to kind of like add to what you had already done. So it wasn't like it was perfect the first time going around. It was like, you're like, okay, now I want to do it hardcover. Yeah.
And the first one was so, I was so scared. Like you see all these great artists around you and you're here with your paperback first book that you make on yourself and say, okay, I'm here. That's fine.
Yep. That's the big step right there. It's just that you're there.
But what's funny is this, all the people I met for the first time, and then the second time I came with a hard book, like with a hardcover.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, I have the first one of the paperback, and it's like now for the real one, the hardcover one, you have more pages and you have more stories, and so most of the people were I don't know, but very glad about the project, how it be,
Mm.
how it how do you say,
They're like excited to get the new edition.
yes, new
Yes. Yeah.
edition,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's like a level up of the project.
Yeah. 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 Now I'm blanking on that word. The upgrade, maybe.
Upgrade.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. 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 And so, and like, how did you come up with these characters? It's about a little girl and a robot, but it's like in a industrial town where it's like there's a huge big robot that's like the mayor, but he's evil, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Yes, it's a friendship story. It's a
Friendship
friendship,
story.
and
Yeah.
it's a reflection on a thought on the industry and uh, how to make new with old,
Mm.
and we don't have um, to throw out what is old, because sometimes
Mm.
you have old stuff that's good.
Mm. Yeah. Right.
Um,
It's not always out with the old, in with the new. It's sometimes you can keep, keep the good things too.
yes,
Yeah.
so it's like people like you, because in the story, the little robot has some what I don't know how to say, but he, without spoiling the story, he was taken away, like,
Mm.
and people didn't want him anymore, and
Okay.
like he's too old school, and
Gotcha.
so it's like two outcasts, and they meet each other and become friends, and well, I don't want to say the,
The
the
whole
other part of
story.
the
Yeah.
story, but it's an adventure, and it's yes, friendship, and I don't know, a growing up story.
Yeah. I feel like they both kind of learn their confidence. They both kind of learn what their voice is, right?
Yes.
Because they're both kind of like quiet or like the underdogs, right? At the do
Mm.
you feel like I feel like most people write stories like we were saying because it's like something that they've experienced in their life. Do you
Oh
feel like
yes.
yeah.
I go so often I go to in different schools
Mhm.
with children and teenagers, and we talk about the story.
Mhm.
And so oh yes, we are talking about the oh sorry, I need to work. Uh, okay, we talk about many subjects like
Mhm.
friendship, when you put someone apart, when everybody is uh, um, mean to someone
Oh, okay. Yeah, like
with
bullies and stuff.
and bellies,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
And the second thing is, in the story, the little girl is sick,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
we have to change her heart, and how she it's like not disabilities, it's when you have something, imagine you can't walk
Mm.
because your legs don't work.
Yeah.
I don't know
Like
how
a
to say
cripple
that.
or
No, no,
like
no.
a
It's like
handicap?
yes.
Yes, okay.
Thank you. I didn't know it was so close to French, so I say no. Don't say that. It's not a
Oh wait, how do
in
you say it in French?
yes, handicap.
On the oh, okay, gotcha. So you just it's like it's probably spelled the same way then, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Handicap. Yeah. So yeah. When you're not able to like reach the same level that everybody else can in a subject,
Mm,
which could be yeah, for a
mm-mm.
lot of different reasons.
Yes, and even physically,
Yeah.
even it's not only in your head. It's
Mhm.
like handicap the for all the meanings.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why it's very easy to be close to to feel close to the characters,
Mm.
because everyone sorry oh lived this
Everyone has that.
uh,
Yeah, ever experienced that, right? Yeah.
experience, yes.
Like we've all experienced like not being able to like meet the level that we are needed to.
Mm,
And I think that that's a good one too because there's like a lot of stories that people I think that tell kids that is a little it can be almost kind of reckless because they say that like you can do anything. And there's some things that
mm,
like some people like aren't going to be able to play professional basketball just cuz they're not like anywhere like near as tall as they need to be, you know? And it's just as much as you might want to do that, you can't do it, you know? And some people,
Mm.
that's just like an more obvious one. But I feel like there's a lot of things like, it's like, what do you do you, when you can't do something as well as everybody else? And yeah, and I'm assuming, so with you, like you felt like that had happened in your life, and then how did you like, did you circumvent, like were able to get around that by doing something else?
It's
Like,
not really in my life. It's
mm,
like this story is like, oh, sorry, it was just outside. Um,
it's busy
it's
over
like
there.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And so like I was saying at the beginning,
Mm,
I used to uh, writing what I was saying, sewing around me,
yeah.
and so
Mm,
this story is just a sort of tale
mm,
of what I not really me experience, or maybe I experienced some
yeah.
of the story, but not all. It's
Mm,
just I wrote it for a friend, so it
gotcha.
is the story of a friend of mine.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Does your friend know that it's a
So
story about them?
yes,
Yes. Okay.
and that yes, I don't want to say his name,
No,
but
no, no. Yeah,
yes, it
that's
was
fine. Yeah.
his history, even for the parents, the
Mm.
his parents.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. And I think that I hope it was healing for him, your friend, to see this story and see kind of like how you were like, here's a way that you can kind of resolve this, or
Mm.
come to some kind of peace with it, you know, even if it's not resolved.
Yeah, it
Um,
helps. It helps.
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I definitely remember times in school where like did you in science class, did you ever have to like do like experiments, or like like dissect a worm or something like that, or a frog? We have to see like,
No, can you repeat just because
oh yeah.
I didn't get I think all the words that you. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
The lies of.
are you getting arrested? No.
No, not yet.
We should probably pay it soon, just so you don't freeze.
Yeah.
Um, no, yeah, I was just, well, in science class. I wasn't as good
Oh,
with,
science class.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't
Oh,
hear
science.
her
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah,
science class.
yeah.
Oh, yes, on frogs. Like, oh,
Yes.
it's horrible.
But like, I wasn't as good with my words when I was a kid, or like writing. Like, I just never loved it, and I was just always, I just felt like it wasn't how I can communicate. And so in my science lessons, I would always like draw out everything very like detailed and color it in and shade it and give it like shadows and everything, and like draw myself dissecting the frog too, which is like, I was able to kind of, even because I couldn't write as well, I was able to use my art to kind of fill in
See?
that side, which is
Yeah.
like make up, yeah, which I thought was kind of cool. Um,
Mm.
but that's awesome. That's such a cool journey. I love hearing the journeys. And we can talk a little bit more while you show us our painting. I'm gonna let you get set up really quick. I know you're kind of set up, but you could switch your camera around. I'm gonna do like a
Oh,
five
yes.
5 minute karate
Perfect.
break, and then I'll
Yeah.
come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Camille. All right. Let me mute Camille. Okay, perfect. Let's go, guys. Time for our karate break. If you guys are new here, this is me when I was a kid. This is me as an orange stripe belt in my karate dojo back in Clifton, New Jersey. And I always had a lot of fun there. A lot of memories there. I think I was like 7 years old when I started going, and then I was going well into my college years. All right, so for Sensei Says, we're going to do 3 rounds, one with the kicks right here, one with the blocks, and then one with the attacks, blocks, and kicks all at one. All right, here we go. I'm just making sure I'm not too bright there. And if you guys get out by doing a move that I don't say Sensei Says to, then that could be, and then you just gotta let me know in the chat. All right, here we go. So before we do this, let's just stretch. You can roll your shoulders like this, roll them forwards like that. You could pull your arm like that, stretch out, good. And this is good because we gotta keep our arms loose. So I do this stretch right here where you pull your fingers back like that, and stretch this way, pull your fingers back this way. And you can even bend your wrist a little bit like this, where you pull it in close to you. and pull it in close to you. All right, and you can tilt your neck, rotate it around. And this is all parts of your body that I feel like get sore a lot when you're drawing. So you don't want anybody to get sore, for anybody to feel stiff or anything like that, because we're drawing. We want drawing to be fun. So, Sensei says, ready? Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says side kick. Front kick. Side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Back kick. All right. Let me know if I got anybody out with that. All right, the comments. I know I've never gotten Isabella out, so that's somebody that I need to get out at one of these points. All right, let's add in the blocks. Here we go. Ready? Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. Sensei says middle block. Down block. Sensei says rising block. Cross block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says middle block. Side kick. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Down block. Parry. Back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says down block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Rising block. All right. Did I get anybody out there? We're going to do one last round, okay? This is speed round, super fast. We have kicks, blocks, and attacks right now. So our attacks really quick is straight punch, spear hand, heel palm, hammer fist, back fist, shoot do, and ridge hand. And last one is vertical fist, which you hold your hands up like this, vertical fist, as opposed to punching from right here, like that. Okay, ready. Sensei says, there we go. Still in, Isabella. All right, all right, all right. Sensei says, rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Heel palm. Hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says down block. Rising block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says back kick. Side kick. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Ridge hand. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says middle block, down block, cross block, front kick, side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says hammer fist, heel palm, spear hand, middle block. Parry. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says front kick, side kick. All right, did I get you guys with that last side kick? Let me know in the chat. I'm already getting exhausted. Make sure you drink some water and breathe, okay? So sit down, relax. We're going to do some plein air painting with Camille, and it's going to be awesome. All right. Camille, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I think I'm just putting my colors on the board.
Oh, perfect. That'll be fun to see. Yeah. Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
And these are you painting with gouache or?
Oh, no, it's oil.
You're painting with oil.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a
yeah.
And so oil and why do you like oil while you're getting it set up?
I'm very new with it, and it's just a friend of mine who's making it.
Yeah.
And so you can buy everywhere in the world, and I think it changed everything. I used to love gouache.
Yeah.
But oil is easier than gouache. It takes just more time to dry.
Yeah.
But it's so soft, and you can, I don't know, the mixing the colors are easier. For me, it's easier.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say it. It's just new, and I really fell in love with this technique.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Oh yes, the camera doesn't show everything.
No, it's okay. I think we might be sideways, or when you were showing us the paint, it was upside down.
Oh yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh.
But I don't think.
Okay. I will turn my camera. Just 2 minutes. I just finished the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The last color.
Yeah. I remember.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
I will show you what I'm painting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the City Hall of Versailles,
Mm.
and I'm choosing all the colors that I need. But I don't. You don't need a lot of color. It's basic, and you mix it to find the good one, the right one.
Gotcha. Oh, right. So you just have, I mean, you probably have like the primary colors like red, blue, and yellow.
It's not really primary because you have different kind of blue.
Mm.
It's like some of them. Okay, it's better if I turn. Maybe it will be difficult if I change. Oh, you need my camera on the other side. Like if I paint like this, um,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you tilt it like you just had it like that, we can see pretty good.
okay, just
Yeah.
give me a second.
Oh, and you have a little art apron too?
What do you say?
An art apron, like a smock. Like it's like
I don't know what it is.
what you're wearing over your clothes to
Oh, yes, I just have this, but I don't know how to
yeah.
call it. It's like when you're cooking, but
Yeah.
this is for painting.
Okay.
So
Wait.
how do you call it?
We call it an apron.
Apron.
Yeah.
I don't know how to spell it. You
Uh
will tell me.
Apron.
Okay, apron. Okay.
Yeah.
In French, it's tablier,
Déblier.
like table, but IER at the end.
Oh, I tablier.
Oui.
Yay! All right, nice. All right.
Nice.
If any of you are at home, you could try to pronounce that too. I'm sure you guys have a better French accent than me.
Tablier.
Tablier.
So here it's a card.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah.
and I just I put on it in French it's gesso, but I think it's Italian, so it's Gesso.
Oh, we just call it gesso.
Gesso, perfect. Thank
Yes.
you. So it's only
Same word,
to
yeah,
prepare
yeah.
the board. I will work because it's a little size.
Yeah.
I will choose my little brushes.
Okay, cool.
So it's special. I don't mix my brushes if I use for water kind of painting than if it's for oil because I don't need water for this.
Mm.
I work with turpentine.
Oh yeah, turpentine. Yeah, that's how we call
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So
And that's
so
like
I'm only
paint thinner, right? Like it
uh,
makes what do you use it for? The turpentine.
oh I don't know how I just said brushes, but this one is for the I have a different. This is for details.
Oh, okay,
More,
gotcha.
oh, sorry.
Perfect.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
there we go.
here you,
Perfect.
you
Yeah.
can see. Okay, so this is for the big part of colors, and more any details, more would go in the little size, in the
Totally. Yeah.
tiny. You see.
And
But I love working with this kind of brushes. They're very flat.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay.
The square flat ones. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so really.
I was gonna say, so do you start with the big brushes and then work in the details
Yes.
later? Yeah. Gotcha.
But I go very fast.
Oh, I'm excited.
Because when you go fast, you don't have time to think. Like you just have to focus on what is important in the colors. Because more I spend time on things, more I think I'm lost. Losing my. I'm lost in my mind. Like I'm lost in my ideas.
Oh, I know that.
So
Yeah.
this, you see.
Yeah.
So I don't clean it. It's just when it's so this is dry, and I just put over and over my color.
That is so like music to my eyes.
So it will be on my side, so you don't really see it, but it's just on my side.
Gotcha. Cool.
And here you will see you have the turpentine.
Gotcha. Oh, that's how you clean off the oil. Oh, okay, yeah. It's
like the water for the oil.
Gotcha.
So it's.
But it needs to be turpentine, which is like it's pretty smelly too, right? It smells bad.
Oh no, there's no smell.
Oh really? Oh, maybe I'm thinking something else.
It's just cold.
Oh, okay, just cold.
Not yet.
Oh.
So I just show you what is in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the city, all of Versailles.
Nice.
So I love the sparkles and the lights.
Are these just for Christmas time, like the holidays? Or
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it's not for Christmas.
Okay.
So okay,
Yes.
so now you see. So for these,
Yeah.
I will use. Oh, I need maybe a green, but I chose.
Hmm.
I just want to tell you the color, but I will not know the name. Oh, see, it's okay. So you have
Yeah.
this one.
Blue.
Ultramarine blue.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
but you see, it's not only a blue. It's the name of the colors are very
Ultramarine. Yeah, yeah.
important.
That's what we call it here,
Ultramarine.
actually. Yeah.
So this is a very
Mm.
important base, and then you need this one
Okay.
as raw umber.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah,
Raw
yeah,
umber.
yeah. Is that more
So you see,
reddish?
it's not only brown.
Yeah.
It's not only a brown. It's very specific.
Yeah.
And this one, it's like it's not. You see, it's another brown, but it's not brown. It's
Mm.
Italian burnt sienna
Oh yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a little bit more red,
Hmm.
like orange red,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. So I will need it when I see the city hall. So you have a sort of ochre,
Yeah.
yellow ochre,
Hmm.
a little bit of sienna, but I see maybe you can see, but on the you see the square in
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
Well, it's red, but it's dark, and and a little bit of green. But the green I will do it with my ultramarine and the yellow.
Is it bricks? Is that what it's? Because that's kind of like
Ye-
that color,
I
right?
I think yes, yes,
Mm.
yes.
That's what. And you sound like Monet the way you're describing like what you're seeing right now. Like you're not saying like, oh, I see a tree and I see a brick here. You're saying I'm looking at the colors and seeing what colors I see, and like and
Exactly.
how what shape they are in.
That's why I love this sentence because it's exactly how I see
Yeah.
things. Or even people when if I it's not the same. When I draw people, I see more the volume
Yeah.
and so some lines.
Yeah.
But for the colors, so if you don't do the lines, I just put the color
Right.
already. I don't draw anything. I just put the color on the board,
Yeah.
and so I see only colors.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay, so I I use my right hand, so I need that space.
I know this is me setting up
Okay.
my camera and like the microphone here while I'm doing the live stream because I'm like drawing underneath it. I'm like having to reach underneath.
Okay.
And so you need to use turpentine instead of water just to clarify. You need to use the turpentine instead of just regular water because of the oil in the paint, right? Like it
Yeah,
wouldn't take it out of the
exactly.
brush. Yeah.
And then after you can use other medium.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to move because I have someone. I'm just. Oui, je vais vous ouvrir. Est-ce qu'il peut sortir pour que vous puissiez entrer? Oui, oui, il peut sortir. Bah, je ne bouge pas, je vais juste. C'est bon. Le dessin. Merci beaucoup. C'est parfait. Merci beaucoup, madame. Ah oui, je suis en direct. C'est pour montrer comment peindre à l'extérieur. Merci beaucoup. Merci à vous. À vous également. C'est magnifique. Okay. So you see, I'm really in France. So
I'm really impressed. Yes.
I'm not in California or anywhere. Okay. I'm not speaking. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm putting just painting in my hair because now nothing protect me from wind.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. Okay. I just have to dress my hair 2 minutes.
Okay. So is that okay though? She said that you could stay and paint for a little bit longer.
Oh yes, but she just wanted to move her car away because
Okay.
I was just painting in between two cars.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that was sweet of her to ask then, I guess.
Oh, perfect. You see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Perfect. So most of the time, I just have a big board, wood board to help me. But here, I just take
like a book stand.
Only these two.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It is a
Yeah.
book stand.
We use
I
those
just
all the
try to
times at
find
the
a good
gallery.
angle. Okay, so I just find my sorry, to find uh I don't know how to say in English. Sorry, it's like when you want to shot
Yeah.
uh, a a picture. So I'm just finding choosing the good angle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, like the composition, right? Like you're trying to figure out what you want to
yes. Oh,
include. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. Because I was gonna say, yeah. So yeah, the composition. I think we've talked about that to my students in the class. But the composition is how you, what you decide to put inside the frame. So it's like, are you going to crop out some of the roof of the building? Are you going to try to fit in all the trees? Because then everything has to be smaller.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. So I think I would do on the bottom of the
yeah,
building,
yeah.
but with the trees, the
Mm,
lights. So very quickly I put my color.
I love
Uh,
it. Hey, let me see if
mm,
I could zoom in too, make yours bigger. Uh, we have a couple students that are just joining us now too, saying, Hadassah, it's okay that you missed. Camille just started painting, so you can get to see that part. And
mm,
somebody said your work is so inspiring too.
no,
Vincent said that.
okay.
Merry Christmas, Hadassah.
Mm,
And the place that we're painting, that you're painting right now, is the
City Hall.
City Hall.
Yeah.
Very cool. So cool.
And see how the color can just mix together
Yeah.
very quickly. It's very soft. Mm,
So cool. Okay.
okay. Mm, let me do this. I'm sorry. I'm just talking to myself. It's when I'm drawing and when I'm painting. It's like I'm thinking aloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely do that too. Here we go. Let me know in the chat, guys. I just zoomed it in on the painting if that's a better view, or if you like seeing all the paints and the brushes in the background.
So if you want to say anything, you can. It's just sometimes I just forgot to talk
Oh, just
when I'm
talk.
painting.
Okay, yeah. I have a question. So, um, do you pick? How do you pick what colors that you start with for painting?
Hmm. How?
Or do you just like kind of pick whatever stands out to you, and you go with that?
It's. I think sometimes I. Huh. I think I don't want to be exactly. I don't want to choose exactly what the color is. It's just how
Mm.
I feel the color I see.
Mm. That's a good. Yeah, that's very
Uh,
Monet of you to say. Um,
you see, I'm linked to the guy.
yeah.
I love this artist.
Yeah, because it's about Hadassah. I'll reiterate for the people that are joining us and missed that part of it. But Monet was talking about when you paint, you want to look and feel what you're seeing, instead of just looking at the details. So if you're painting like Camille's painting a tree, she's not so much worried about the details of trying to paint every little like leaf or pine needle um, on the tree. She's focusing on how she feels with the shapes and the colors and what does that pull out to, what does that make her feel emotionally, and then that's what she can draw first because
Yeah,
that's what you
exactly.
want to put on the picture, right?
Exactly.
Oh, we have a question from one of my students. Hadassah asks, Camille, do you start with the lights, the darks, or the midtones?
Midtones.
Midtones, gotcha.
Midtones. Yeah. But it depends which techniques you choose
Mm,
because with watercolor it will I will not start like the same way because you have to start with the
the
light
light, yeah.
because yeah. But here I know I can cover the color if I'm doing wrong.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems like with the oils, since you can do so many layers on top of them, right? Um, with the oils, you're almost like picking the color family that you want to start with, and then gradually shifting to the other like it seems like you're going more like the greens and like the tan colors right now. Do you feel like you stick within like a small color group, or do you like hop around from like the like you'll do some reds and then you'll do some like yellows
Oh yes,
next?
I see what I see. To start, I prefer to I don't know, to make a little bit. Uh, Sorry, I have too much words in my head. Uh, I just want to put my idea, the global,
Mm,
all of them, but then I will work only like the yellow one together, and then all the blue one, and I would start with the yellow and then
mm,
the blue because it's hard to put yellow on blues,
mm.
and but it's easier to put the blue on the yellow.
Yeah, very cool. So that's so I guess for Hadassah, like it's not so much the lights or the darks and the midtones, which is the one of the perks of working with oils is that you don't have to like watercolors. You have to start with the lightest colors because you can't make a watercolor really light or too much. You can try to pull some of the color, but it usually starts to warp the paper. But with
Mm.
oils, you can just start with whatever color you want. So that's why you're starting with more like, well, you're doing like like a wash first, or like getting the general shapes, and then you can go in with the
Yes,
details.
it's very close to gouache, I think.
Yeah,
Mm,
that
okay.
was already so fast that you like blocked in all those shapes though. So cool.
Okay, so this is not the good color. I wanted to. Sometimes you see a color
Yeah.
and it's not the right time to put it on the board.
Oh,
It's too early. So I just have to. And you see to remove. I just put because it's
yeah.
not dry. I can always change it. I can
Very cool.
change.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what is difficult here is when you want to remove just a little thing and
Yeah.
you remove too much, it's too late. You can go backward.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Only forwards.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's very. I feel like there's. I mean, and it might just be because we're artists. But I feel like I've always seen so many metaphors with life. You know, and with
Mm,
art, it's like there's something beautiful about that where if you make a mistake, you don't stop. You just keep on moving forward. It's like kind of like a Bob Ross. I don't know if you're familiar with Bob Ross with the big afro, and he was famous for painting really quickly. And he would say that
no,
there's, oh yeah, he would say that there's no mistakes, only happy accidents.
mm, okay, I see.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like you kind of have to roll with. And I feel like a lot of artists have talked about that, where it's like when they make a mistake, that gives them an opportunity to be creative again and try to fix it in a creative way. Or now using like the side of the brush to get a little bit more of the lines and the detail.
Mm. I'm just shaking because it's cold.
Oh, I can't even tell that you're shaking.
It's easier when it's uh sorry, summer or
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And when it's light out too. Thank you for doing this in the middle of the night. Or
Mm. So I think I have to change my brush.
there we go.
Okay.
Sounds like a party over there.
Bonjour. Je suis en ligne. Je peux pas trop parler, mais vous verrez. Merci.
You are in France.
Yes, I. So here you
Yeah.
can see it's like here. You watch. Merci. Ah oui, bah. Ok. Non, je sais pas, je m'en rends pas compte. J'en fais régulièrement, c'est mon métier. Merci beaucoup. Oui, oui, tout à fait. Merci, merci, monsieur. You see, when you're outside, everybody
Yeah.
coming to talking to you.
It's something. There's something like so. I feel like even like I've been drawing for so many years and I've seen so many people draw, and yet it's still so fascinating and like captivating watching somebody paint. And so I can only imagine for somebody that's like not even an artist, like if they
Mm,
if their work in like finances or like their accountants or something like that, where it's just all numbers and stuff all day. This must seem so cool to like because it seems cool to me, and I'm around this all the time. Do you get a lot of people like? Do you see a lot of artists doing what you're doing, like the plein air painting around where you are?
yes, yes.
Oh,
Here, yes, it's very famous here. A
that's
lot of, and we have a lot of art schools, so we have a lot of students.
very cool.
And here in Versailles and in Paris, we you have a lot of artists, so you see a lot of people painting or
Yeah,
drawing outside.
that's so cool. I love. I feel
Yeah.
that's. I'm so that makes me so happy that that's like one of the things that people think of when they think of France or like Paris,
But it's
and
and
that's
it's
actually
real.
true. That it's actually real. Yeah. Hadassah says she loves the way you paint.
Oh, thank you.
Very cool.
So here it's more like when I do studies
Yeah.
to when I need to study color, I don't uh it I go I'm sorry. Sometimes it's so easy in French, and when I never tell um
Here, how about
it's
you?
like a
Yeah.
feeling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um
The feeling of the color.
yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's so cool, and like with music too, that like a different chord in music can have a different feeling. Like it could feel happy or sad. Um,
Mm,
and I feel like with color, it's the same way too. Like and then when you mix different colors together, kind of like Inside Out, that Pixar movie, when you mix the blue
oh
and the
yes.
yellow characters together, um,
Mm.
and then you get a different feeling altogether. I saw you just posted about the Pixar movie Soul too. I haven't watched it yet, but it was
Oh,
good.
it's beautiful. It's amazing. It's I think we have to go that way for movies, for animation, because
Yeah.
it's very smart.
Are you talking
It's
about?
not only good,
Yeah.
it's smart.
You're talking about like the story or the style or both.
Both,
Yeah.
both. But the story is so good. I think
Mm.
here uh we're touching something very special, very important in life.
Yeah. I agree. I completely. I think that that's. I mean, and it's so cool. I feel like with art, as much as like we all love like the fairy tales and the characters that we're familiar with, I think making characters like a soul or like your feelings into a visual medium, I think that's such a cool thing to do because that's like I feel like that's the essence of art is you're making things that you feel or you see, but in your own way, and not just like what everybody sees as the tree.
Yeah.
Hadassah would like to know too. Do you normally use oil paints?
No, it's only when I want. It's like oil. It's like a pleasure.
Hmm.
Like it's more a game for me. But for now, I never do anything for work in oil.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so you haven't done
I
it
will
for like your
see.
books or anything? Um,
Yes, no, no, but I just use watercolor.
Gotcha. And if you guys missed it, this is Camille's book, Will and Isabel. Um, Beautiful book. She even has her sketches in the back too. Sure. Ooh, I'm not gonna spoil the end though. Really cool. How long did it take you to working on this book? This looks like it was like a long project.
Yeah. Well, it depends if you talk about the project. Like, I started it at school to get my diploma, but
Ah,
it was not the same illustration because I was younger.
yeah.
But then for this final project, I think it took me 6 months or something like. But
Mm.
mm, I was not very confident.
Mm.
So when you're scared, you take more time. And when you know what you want to do, when you're not scared about what people are thinking about your work.
That's a great point. When you talk about like how did you become not scared? Was that just over time, or did you was there
It's
like
when you understand and you accept that you can please to anyone.
oh when you can't please
So
everyone?
yes, I think it's for me. It's like this. It's when I just accept that I, it's a different. Uh, how you have your okay. I have to find the good word for this.
Yeah.
Um, there's the how people see you
Hmm.
and how you see yourself.
Hmm.
So there's a different. People don't see exactly what you see from you. So um, imagine if this drawing I say, oh, it's
Yeah.
very bad and I hate it. It's maybe it's very bad, but maybe I'm very hard with myself because I
Mm.
want to do better.
Yeah.
But people we won't be that hard with work because they just see the work and then they can like it or they can hate it. It's just it's not the problem. The problem is very you and how you are hard with you and how you attach the people importance the people say sorry it's the
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 value,
importance of what people oh
like the
sorry
value of
not
something, right?
value,
Or not value.
not value, not value, it's how they think of you,
Their
their
like opinion of you.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I
There
was
we go.
just
Yeah.
looking for.
That's yeah. Gotcha. So that I mean that's and I feel like that's something that you learn over time. One second.
Oh yes. Oh, sketchbook. I'm more with sketchbook. Or yeah, yes. Sorry, what did you say? Yes, but not today. Not right now. But yes, I've always a little, very a tiny one to go everywhere, like in a pocket. But yes, I need to even for to take notes. It's like mm.
Hey. Okay. Now I'm back.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
guys. Um, it's especially when you Camille writes a lot of stories for those of you that missed the beginning part, and so I feel like when you see something like that, when you see like the injustice, that's when you would want to write it in your note too.
Mm.
Um, okay,
Sorry. I'm sorry for the color. It's just my finger.
no, it's okay.
It's
And
so hard
if
to
you're
see.
getting like
Okay.
too cold, you can definitely because we just hit 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So you can keep on going for as long as
I
you
just
want.
want to
But
finish
yeah,
like the color, but not even it's
yeah,
not with a lot of details, but
yeah.
only to see that it's
The lights maybe. Yeah,
the light.
yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Ooh, Isabella asked, "What is your favorite thing to paint?"
And forest like nature,
Oh,
landscapes,
landscape.
but
Yeah,
forest. I love forest.
forest. Are there a lot of like nice forests in where you live, in Paris?
Yes, maybe that's why. Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. Do you have? I'm trying to see. I feel like I've seen a picture of like a forest or something in your book, maybe.
I don't remember. It's just I love yes.
Yeah. This
I
is.
really like. I'm sorry. I just think I'm shaking now. Even for talking, I'm just shaking.
Do you need to go outside? We can hit a pause on that, and we can see your final drawing later if you want.
Oh yeah, maybe I can take a picture and do it later.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but can I take a? Oh yes, I will. Okay.
I don't want you to
Thank you.
get too cold. Too cold. Yeah.
But I think I can't.
Your
I
hands are
can
just
close
frozen
my
like
hand.
that. No, no, no. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want that. We don't want that.
Woo. So I'm sorry, it was
Wow.
very quick, but
Yeah.
if you check on my Instagram, you can see uh,
Okay. Cool.
how it looks. Oof.
Yay. All right. I'm gonna tell them the challenge, and then I'll let you clean up for just a second, and then you can
Yes,
like wave goodbye
perfect.
really quick. Sound good?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Yeah. All right, guys. The challenge for today is to tag Camille in your drawing from today's activity. So if you guys can get a chance to do a plein air painting, I think that would be. I think this is like a really fun, especially with the quarantine going on and having to stay inside. This is a fun way for you to guys to. You could even do it from your window, or you could go outside to like a park or something where it's open spaces, and you could set up your little easel, your little sketchbook, and you could do some watercolors, you could do some oil paints, you could try it out, and then just post it on Instagram and then tag her, and this is her handle right here. And if you need to, oh, somebody was asking too, Camille, where they can find your books.
Amazon.
Amazon, gotcha. And
Yeah.
I believe I have the Amazon link in this video. If you look at the bottom, if not, I might just have your website, which I think does link you to Amazon too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. Because for my website, it's only my first name, my first name.
Yeah.
.com. That's all. That's
Oh,
easy.
.com. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I have that linked in the bottom of this video, so you guys can just click it right there,
Ah.
so you don't have to like type it in. And if you don't have Instagram, Hadassah, you guys can still email me the pictures, and I can show it to Camille, and we can see it that way. And I can even share it on my story if you want me to share your Instagram. If you want me to share your picture on Instagram, if you want, or I could just send it straight to Camille too. Let's see what else. Oops. Yeah. Okay. And don't forget, remember to thumbs up and subscribe. You guys can donate to. You can comment below on what kind of artists that you might want to have as guests too. And you could just send your drawings to my email, which is right there, that side. Next week, it'll be January 2nd of 2021. We made it through the year. It's going to be our New Year's episode, and it'll be a fun celebration to start off the new year. And before we get on to that, here we go. Let's get back to see if Camille's ready to say goodbye and anything else that she would like to say, too.
Oh, maybe I can take the. Okay, I just move my camera on the other side. Hey.
Hey. Here we go.
Ta-da.
Hey. Yeah.
So thank you for inviting me in your live. It's nice. I really like how you talk and how you explain things to your students.
Aw.
It's very nice.
Thank you. You too. You were fantastic. That was so like insightful, and I think it was like some very much needed comments that you shared too.
Thank you.
Yeah, just about my lights just went out. I think it was like very yeah, it was very cool, and especially to hear your story and how you did your children's book and all that stuff. Yeah, it was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And is there anything like you'd want to leave the kids with, or like the students with, to say goodbye?
I can say just draw, paint, see what you feel, what you see, and your feelings of what you see, and you don't mind about what people can. Don't people let you? Sorry, I don't know. It's horrible.
I think I know what you're saying though. I think because we've talked about it, right?
Yes,
Their opinions of you?
Everybody can judge. Yes, the opinion. Just don't mind of this. Just
Yeah.
paint and do your best
Yeah.
and work to improve yourself.
That's
It's like
yeah.
drawing everywhere.
Drawing everywhere. Yeah, and work for yourself. I think that's such a good point. There's so many ways that you can work for other people and do what other people want you to do. And I think at the end with art, it has to come from
Oh, thank you.
a sense.
You
Yeah.
tell it so in the right way. Thank you. It's all right. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, we'll let you go outside. Everybody's saying bye, Camille. It was so fun to watch you paint. And they could also, I think your contact information, like your email or something like that, if you guys want to ask Camille any questions, right? Could they email you?
Oh yes, of course.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
No problem. I will answer.
Okay, cool. Yes. Camille is very good about answering. Everybody's saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Camille, if you watch this video later, you could see everybody in the chat. You could even like comment stuff like that in the chat too,
Oh,
so you can see
perfect.
it later. All right.
So good.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.